Hello everyone, welcome to the class on chemotherapy part 3. In this video, I am going to explain about beta-lactam antibiotics. The video includes beta-lactam ring dynamics, penicillin, cephalosporins, carbapenems and monobactam. This is my channel wherein you found all educational videos. If you like the video content, do subscribe. Now, this is beta-lactam ring. This is an amide bond, C double bond ON, which is cyclized with the help of two other carbons. The carbon which is adjacent to carbonyl carbon is known as alpha carbon. The next one is beta carbon. Hence, two carbons are involved in cyclization. They are known as beta lactams. The heterocyclic ring is known as azatidinone. Now, understand this thing. Four-membered nitrogen-contained heterocyclic ring, a completely saturated bond, is known as azatidine. Now, when you have a double bond, it is known as one, azatidinone. Whereas five-membered nitrogen-containing unsaturated rings are known as azoles, whereas six-membered nitrogen-containing unsaturated rings are known as azines, and seven-membered nitrogen-containing unsaturated rings are known as azipines. You will see all these rings in most of the medicinal chemistry drugs, so it is good to know about their ring names. Now, all these beta-lactam antibiotics, the mechanism of action is, see, this is the structure of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycans are cross-linked with the help of a pentaglycine, and this happens with the help of an enzyme called as transpeptidase. So, transpeptidase is from the bacteria which cross-links these peptidoglycans and it strengthens the cell wall structure. Now, all these beta-lactams will inhibit this transpeptidase enzyme, and they inhibit this cross-link formation and they cause cell wall disruption and they cause cell death. Hence, they are all known as bactericidal agents. Side means to kill. So, they will kill the bacteria by disrupting cell wall. Now, to do this, the nucleus which is responsible is beta-lactam. So, this nucleus is responsible and required for this action. Hence, this nucleus is known as pharmacophore. Pharmacophore means a nucleus or a group of atoms which are responsible for its mechanism of action. In this beta-lactam antibiotics, beta-lactam ring is responsible for its mechanism of action. So, this is about mechanism of action. Moving further, so these are all beta-lactam antibiotics. We have penicillins, cephalosporins, monobactam and carbapenems. You can see all of them contains beta-lactam ring. Adjacent to that, you have other rings are present. In penicillin, you have a 5-membered ring is there. In cephalosporin, 6-membered ring. Whereas in carbapenems, a 5-membered carbocyclic ring is there. Monobactam, no ring is present. Hence, it is known as monobactam. Mono means single. Only beta-lactam ring is there. While coming to the nomenclature, understand this nomenclature. All of them are known as bicycles. Bicycle means two rings. This is one cycle. This is another cycle. Now, the bicycles are bridged with these two atoms. They are known as bridge atoms, nitrogen and a carbon. Now, when you see the numbering 4-thia, at fourth position you have sulfur is there, it is 4-thia. 1-aja, at one position nitrogen is there. Bicyclo, two rings are there. Now, 3,2-O is related to the atoms, how many atoms will make up the bicycle. 3 means, see here, 1, 2, 3. 3 atoms make this ring, leaving these bridge atoms. 2 means this side 2 atoms will make the ring, leaving these bridge atoms. Now, usually the bridge is made by 2 atoms, nitrogen and oxygen. If only 2 atoms make the bridge, it is known as 0. If more than 2 are there, if 3 atoms are there, it becomes 1. But here it is only 2 atoms, so it is 3-0. Now, 7, now heptane, see totally 7 atoms are there. So, all heteroatoms are also counted and it is called heptane, and at 7th position a double bond O is there, hence it is known as 7-one. So, this is a brief nomenclature. Again, 4-thia at 4th position thia, at first position aja is there, bicycle 2 cycles are there, 3-2-O, here 3 atoms, here 2 atoms, and the bridge only 2 atoms, so it is 0. Heptane total is 7 atoms and 7th position one is there. Now, carbapenem, you see the difference, this is AM, this is EM. When double bond is there, E comes there. At second position, ene is there, everything is same. Now carbapenem, instead of heterocycle, only carbocycle is there. One aza bicyclo, there is no heteroatom, and at only one position aza is there, bicycle is there. How many atoms? This side 3 atoms, this side 2 atoms, and bridge atoms only 2, hence it is 3 to 0. Hept, again 7 atoms are there, at second position ene is there, and at seventh position one is there. So wherever you see this double bond, you will get em. No double bonds, it will get only am, it ends with am. Again see here em, because a double bond is there. Now this one, instead of 5-member, here it is a 6-membered ring is there. Cephalosporins, the common name is cepham. At fifth position, thia. At first position, aza, bicyclo. Now see, because it is a 6-membered ring, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 atoms will make up the ring here. So it is 4. Whereas here it is only 2 atoms, 2. The bridge atoms are only 2. So it is 0. And then oct, totally 8 atoms are there. At second position, double bond is there, and 8th position, double bond O is there. Monobactam, very simple one. 1 aza, at first position aza is there. Cyclobutane. This is not a bicycle. This is just a cyclobutane, and at fourth position, one is there. So this is the brief nomenclature of all beta-lactam antibiotics. Now get into the penicillins. So penicillins has got this one. You have beta-lactam ring is there, and it is fused with thiazolidine ring. So beta-lactam ring, thiazolidine ring, and you have these functional groups are also present. Now see, the same thing, you have beta-lactam ring, thiazolidine ring. Now this bond is essential. So bacteria, when people started taking penicillins, it started synthesizing penicillinase or beta-lactamase enzyme. Anything ends with ase is an enzyme. The job of this enzyme is to break down this bond. See, this bond is broken and you will get penicilloic acid. As I told you, beta-lactam ring is pharmacophore. Pharmacophore means that ring is essential to show action. If the ring is not there, it cannot show it action. This is how bacteria develop resistance. It releases beta-lactamase enzymes which will break this ring, and pharmacophore is not there, no mechanism of action will be there. Now another important enzyme is amidase. It acts at this side chain. This amide bond will be cleaved by this amidase, and it results in 6-amino-penicillanic acid. So 6-amino-penicillanic acid are important starting material for semi-synthetic penicillins. So understand this one. Going further, now the first known natural penicillin is penicillin Z, which is obtained from Penicillium chrysogenum or Penicillium notatum, a fungal species. Now at the beginning penicillin G were used, but there are certain problems with penicillin Z. The problems are, it is sensitive to stomach acid. That means in presence of HCl, the pharmacophore ring beta-lactam was cleaved and it was showing no action. So it cannot be taken through oral cavity. Second one, it is sensitive to beta-lactamase enzymes. Bacteria started producing beta-lactamase, and that was hydrolyzing beta-lactam ring. Again the same problem. Then it has limited range of activity, which is known as narrow spectrum. So it cannot be used to treat a lot of diseases. The major use of penicillin Z was to treat syphilis. Other than that, it was not of much use, and it has got all these shortcomings. To improve the shortcomings, newer penicillins were introduced. Look at this. These are known as acid-sensitive penicillins. Penicillin V, oxacillin, dicloxacillin, cloxacillin, ampicillin, and amoxicillin. You can easily remember them by this mnemonic. Vodka. Vodka is a drink which is taken orally. So these drugs can be taken orally. Now, next problem. There is a problem with beta-lactamase enzyme. To avoid that, new penicillins were synthesized. They are resistant to penicillinase. They are cloxacillin, oxacillin, ampicillin, dicloxacillin, methicillin. Again, this is mnemonic is Kondo. Now the next one, the penicillin G has got narrow spectrum. So to increase the spectrum, broad spectrum antibiotics are synthesized. All of them has got broad spectrum. Penicillin G is effective against gram-positive organisms, and all of them are effective against gram-negative organisms. Not only that, these drugs like carbapenicillin, ticagrelin, methicillin, azoxystrobin, they are effective against Pseudomonas organism too. Along with gram-negative, gram-positive, they are effective against Pseudomonas organisms too. The last three, methicillin, azulocillin, piperacillin, they are also effective against Klebsiella. You can see the spectrum of activity is increased enormously with these newer penicillins. Next, look at this. See, the absorption, oral absorption is increased. See, benzyl penicillin cannot be taken orally. It is only 15 to 30% is absorbed. Whereas penicillin V, amoxicillin has got very good absorption. Ampicillin has got a little bit lower end of drug absorption. Now, along with all the penicillins, some newer penicillins like depot preparations are made, like procaine penicillin, benzathine penicillin. They have very longer duration of action. In fact, benzathine penicillin is longest acting penicillin. It will be there in human body for 3 weeks. Longest acting penicillin. Next, all the penicillins are excreted by tubular secretion. This tubular secretion can be reduced when people take probenecid along with penicillins. So, the duration of action is increased by administering probenecid also. Next, see, this is a general classification. See, benzyl penicillin, penicillin Z, penicillin V. These two are natural penicillins. Now, rest of all are semisynthetic penicillins. In semisynthetic penicillins, penicillinase resistant parenteral penicillins are methicillin, nafcillin. Now again, penicillinase resistant oral penicillins are oxacillin, dicloxacillin. Again, broad spectrum parenteral penicillins. They are sensitive to penicillinase, carbapenicillin, ticarcillin, methicillin, piperacillin. Whereas orally taken drugs are ampicillin, amoxicillin. Now, you can see them, methicillin, nafcillin were introduced to counter that penicillinase enzyme produced by bacteria. But when people started taking methicillin, there is a new species emerged known as methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So, bacteria started changing their resistance pattern. Bacteria will acquire resistance because of two means. One, penicillinase, an enzyme which is breaking down beta-lactam ring. Second one, penicillin binding proteins. To these proteins, all the penicillins will go and bind. These proteins are present in bacterial cell wall. So, to these proteins, penicillins go and bind, excite their actions. So, bacteria started changing this penicillin binding protein, so the binding ability is reduced. Now, this methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, it is resistant to penicillinase, but there is a change in this penicillin binding proteins. So, this Staphylococcus aureus has become resistant to methicillin also. Nowadays, methicillin, nafcillin are not used because of the emergence of this strain. Now, the last one. There are certain drugs known as beta-lactamase inhibitors. As such, they cannot inhibit bacteria, but they will inhibit beta-lactamase enzyme. You can see them, clavulanic acid, sulbactam, tazobactam, all of them contains beta-lactam ring. But they have very weak antibacterial activity, but they inhibit this enzyme. They are also known as suicide substrates. Suicide substrates. So, they are given along with antibiotics. So, they go bind with that enzyme and they will get destroyed. They are committing suicide and helping the given antibiotic to survive. So, they are known as suicide substrates. Now, the adverse effects, the most common adverse effect is hypersensitivity. Now, if one beta-lactam antibiotic, if someone acquired hypersensitivity to one beta-lactam antibiotic, all classes will get resisted. All classes will show this hypersensitivity. Only exception is monobactams. So, monobactam do not have cross resistance. If someone shows hypersensitivity with penicillins, cephalosporins should not be given, carbapenem should not be given. Only monobactams can be given. Now, methicillin, it causes interstitial nephritis, inflammation of nephron, and the problem is emergence of methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. If someone acquires this resistance, to treat this Staphylococcus aureus, vancomycin should be given. Vancomycin is a choice of drug to treat MRSA, but there is an emergence of another species known as vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. To treat this, again, streptogramins or linezolid are given. So, this is how it goes on. If the organism acquires resistance to methicillin, vancomycin should be given. If the organism acquires vancomycin resistance, streptogramins or linezolid should be given. Now, next one, nafcillin adverse effect is neutropenia. Procaine penicillin may cause CNS toxicity. Now, ampicillin, we have seen it has got very low oral absorption. So, the remaining drug will stay in intestine, reaches to colon, and all the colon organisms will die because of this antibacterial activity. But so there is a problem with this one. It may cause pseudomembranous colitis. This is known as superinfection. Now this superinfection will result in pseudomembranous colitis, and this can be a problematic one. Again, this is treated by vancomycin. So these are all the adverse effects of penicillins. Moving further, now cephalosporins, most of the mechanism of action, adverse effect, all the spectrums are very similar, but cephalosporins are more potent and they are more resistant to beta-lactamase enzyme produced by bacteria. This is what is its heterocyclic ring. We have seen about this already. Now in cephalosporins there are first, second, third, fourth, fifth generations are there. First generation is very effective against gram positive, whereas second generation gram negative activity is there. When you're moving further, the activity towards gram negative is increased. So all these drugs, the moment you improve the generation, then negative spectrum is increased. So these are all the drugs. Most of the things are very similar to penicillins. Now next one, carbapenems. We have seen about the heterocyclic ring. In this you have imipenem, cilastatin, meropenem, doripenem, ertapenem are the drug. Now imipenem, the problem with imipenem is it is metabolized by renal dehydropeptidase. So peptidase. So this enzyme will metabolize as imipenem and the half-life is very much reduced. To avoid this, it is given along with cilastatin. Cilastatin inhibits this enzyme, and this combination has shown increased duration of action, whereas meropenem, doripenem, ertapenem are not metabolized by renal dehydropeptidases. Now all these drugs, carbapenems, are broad spectrum antibiotics. Broad spectrum. They have got very good activity against gram positive as well as gram negative organisms. Now they can be used to treat nosocomial infection. Nosocomial means hospital borne. See, hospital is a place wherein you have all kind of organisms will be there, and people may get infections from the hospital, that is known as nosocomial infections. To treat them, these drugs are used. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and meningitis. Meropenem is used to treat meningitis because it can cross cerebrospinal fluid, blood-brain barrier. Next, ertapenem is community acquired infections, nosocomial infections. All of them can be treated by these drugs. Next one, monobactam, you have only one drug is there, that is aztreonam. This is also used to treat nosocomial infections, pneumonia, and UTI, urinary tract infections. As I have already mentioned, if someone develops hypersensitivity to penicillins, and he will show this hypersensitivity to cephalosporins and carbapenems, only monobactams can be used. But aztreonam is only effective against gram negative organisms only. So this is about all beta-lactam antibiotics. Thank you for watching this video.